I've Google imaged Bryn Forbes, and that is Bryn Forbes.
Really?
Is that the hairstyle you imagine Bryn Forbes would have?
No,
can you see? Okay, you can see that.
No,
Shout out.
That's not really doing the job. The camera isn't that good.
You can sort of tell. Curlier than we thought, I think is how you might put that delicately.
Oh, the joke was right there, just hanging, not need to be explained.
Today's number, 11 years old. That's the age of former USC quarterback Matt Leinart's son, Cole, who has just been offered a scholarship by Lane Kiffin in Florida Atlantic University. Bruce Feldman jokingly tweeted out this video of Cole Leinart saying, quote, "Shocked Lane Kiffin hasn't offered him yet," end quote. To which Lane Kiffin replied on Twitter that, in fact, he has offered the boy. Let's watch some of Cole play.
That boy's 11?
That boy is 11. I believe he is a 5'7" 11-year-old.
What?
Pretty impressive, all things considered, even though all of those other people on the field are small children.
He does seem to have a pretty impressive throwing arm.
Leinartian? Leinart-esque?
I guess. Let's see this. Lane, though. Lane is such a troll.
The Lane does this, right?
Yeah, well, he looked up one day and realized we were always going to hate him, so he just decided to be a troll all the time. I don't believe for a second that he's actually offered this guy. No. I do not.
I don't even understand, really, how anybody can offer children, because we've seen Nick Saban offer that, 380-pound eighth grader. We've seen throughout history coaches go the extra mile and say, you, young man, will be playing for me in 15 years or whatever it is. But, isn't that just kind of like giving a child a certificate that says, you own a star? What's the name you want to give this star? You actually have to deliver on that at some point.
Well,
right?
Also remember this. Lane offered a 13-year-old quarterback when he was at USC, and now that dude is a wide receiver at West Virginia. It's a whole story and odyssey about how he went. If you can guess what's going to happen to a 13-year-old, you need to be working in the educational system or buying lottery tickets. In closing, I'd like to take a moment to remind you that this offseason, the Lakers had to tell their young players to stop dissing each other on social media. But it sounds like LeBron would have no problem with this, as this dude's out here talking noise on Instagram about practice and providing video receipts. This is from LeBron's Instagram page. Yes, he really says, "King me." He really did that. If there's anybody else, we're not at all letting this fly.
We're not, and there are a couple of things that are interesting, Bo. Number one is that the Lakers have this practice cam ostensibly for players to just taunt each other afterwards on social media. Because, if you're LeBron James, you're the four-time MVP. Why do you care about beating your team in a scrimmage?
Well, here's the thing, man. Everybody's got a practice cam. Everybody films practice. What is amazing here is that they would give LeBron this video in such a format that would allow him to put this on the internet. And, by the way, this is your reminder. Somebody's got footage of Jimmy Butler rolling up in that practice acting a donkey. I don't know who it is that we got to talk to get it, but just so you know, people are like, I wonder if there's video. Oh, there's video.
That is a great point.
It is there.
We will contribute to a bounty for that video. I want to see angry Jimmy Butler doing everything possible. But in closing, I'd like to tell you the story of New Zealand's Jonah Nareki, who played 30 minutes in a rugby match with an injury that his coach recounted as follows, quote, "He had to come on with his smashed testicle. If you know Jonah, he's a particularly buoyant fella, but the comment was, don't worry, mate, it's just a small operation." Bo, a small operation, the man said, for a smashed testy.
I guess it all depends on what you mean by small.
Well,
and by the way, if someone says they're going to have such an operation and then you tell them, oh, it's small, are you fair to respond? So what you trying to say?
That is a fair question. And in fact, as the son of the LeBron James of Filipino urologists, I went and inquired and said, Dad, how serious is a smashed testicle? And first he said, we need to know more information because the true clinical term for it is fractured or shattered and not smashed. And apparently there are three kinds of testicle injuries. There is blunt, there is penetrating, there's degloving.
Stop. You asked your dad how serious a smashed testicle is? You can't do no investigation yourself on just basic smashed testicle. Really, Dad?
My parents wanted me to go to medical school, and I did not go, and all I have is phone calls to my dad about smashed testicles.
Right. How particular do you expect him to get you? Well, how bad is it? It all depends on what you mean. Highly questionable is next.
Love you, Dad.